day 4 of lockdown 2020, and now for the moment you've been waiting for. My hair is red again. Let me take off this jacket. Today I have the uniform of lockdown 2020. I've got sweatpants and just a loose t-shirt. Isn't that what we're doing? Isn't that the uniform we all decided on? There's a few things that need to get done that I hope to do. I want to clean the kitchen again. At least I'm not gonna edit and all I'm gonna see is banding all across my head. This stuff was really cool to apply. It stank. I forgot that I forgot how normal dyes stink. It stank up that bathroom and it smelled on my head. I just remember now why I like direct dyes so much. It's not that pungent smell of ammonia dye. I wish I could have bought one of the oil dyes or something without ammonia, but at that moment that was the only dye with 2 boxes of the same, and I didn't want to take a chance because my hair is so long. I'm going to definitely need 2 boxes. Those 2 boxes were just enough. I had to scrape by on this side. That was very lucky that there was no chance to go to the shop and quickly get another box of dye. That's impossible right now. So luckily it looks like everything is even. I don't understand always the hair dye videos that you see on Instagram where the girl just grabs it with her hand and applies it on top of a thick piece like this and it gets colored thoroughly. I also don't like to use the bottles. I squeeze them out into a little bowl. I also, as I was editing my first video, I realized I need to explain more what's going on, because there's a part where I'm chopping up vegetables and putting it in some brown liquid. And if you're wondering, that is dog food. That's dog food I make myself. We used to buy Petleys, but it just gets so expensive, and then eventually you have to hunt for where the cheapest one is. My plan is to go to the shop Friday. We'll see about that. We'll see how that works out, because my aunt in the UK said that during this week they actually did go to the shops and everything was fully stocked. There was toilet paper, there was everything. So we can only hope that we are following in that same trend of people panic buying. All those are gonna stay home and because they already bought everything out of the shop, which makes me sick. But that's a story for another time. I want to clean the kitchen and then fold the laundry. Maybe I should time-lapse folding the laundry. Do you want to see it? You don't have a choice. Are you going to see what I give you?
What's your name? Jeannie. Jeannie? It's Jeannie, everybody. Good job. Jeannie got herself up on this fucking stage. She doesn't need stairs. Oh, with help. Her team. Good job. Where are you from?
I live in Indianapolis now, but my story is from my hometown, which is Bloomington, Indiana.
Okay. All right.
So, when I was growing up in the 80s, do I give names?
Yeah. Come on. Whatever you're comfortable with.
A woman named Glenda Glendon Weiniger killed her boyfriend, a bowling supplies salesman, one night while he was sleeping by walking up to him, picking up a bowling ball, and dropping it on his head.
No. So it wasn't premeditated? That's fucking Game of Thrones. Isn't that from Game of Thrones? Shit.
She then proceeded to pick it up and drop it again. And again. And then again.
No.
And she finally admitted to the police that she lost track of how many times she actually picked it up and dropped it.
Oh my God.
So she admitted that she did it, and she said, and this is not funny, but she said that she did it because he was abusive and she was trying to get out of the relationship. And she said that before she escaped, she wanted to hurt him as badly as he hurt her.
All right.
So she went on trial, and the prosecutor, to his credit, did not really argue that. His whole argument was, okay, sure, but maybe about the 5th or 6th time you picked up the bowling ball and dropped it, it stopped being about self-defense and became more first-degree murder.
Yeah.
Anyway, she had a really good defense team, and the judge in Monroe County at the time received a lot of letters from women supporting her and saying, we understand this.
Yes, I bet.
So she was charged with first-degree murder, but anyway, ultimately she was convicted of manslaughter.
Wow.
And the judge mentioned in his sentencing that he'd received all these letters, and she was sentenced to 8 out of a possible 20 years. And she did her time, and she was released, and I did some checking, and she actually went on and got married and then died many, many, many years later of natural causes. So kind of a happy ending. But my connection to this story is that obviously kind of a sensational story. And so when the trial happened, it was super sensational. Press coverage everywhere. And the day the trial opened, when they were breaking for lunch, reporters everywhere and photographers and cameras, and my mother worked in the courthouse. And so she was leaving her office as Glendon and her attorneys were leaving the courtroom, and there were reporters and everything hounding her. And my mom said she looked kind of uncertain and frightened, so my mom opened the door to her office and said, come in here and wait until they leave.
Oh my God.
And so Glendon and her attorneys came in, and my mom tried to shut the door, and the reporters were trying to follow into her office. So my mom said, we're closed, it's lunchtime. And the reporters were like, it's a public office, we can come in. And so my mom had kind of this shoving match with the reporters. And so she finally pushed the door shut against them. And she turned around and she went, oh, those goddamn reporters, couldn't you just bash their heads in?
So the president basically said, stay home, stay home, stay home. I I feel like these people who are just going out to go out, laying in the shops when they shouldn't be there, and this is just, it's not helping the situation at all. People aren't understanding that, yes, you know what, we are home and you must keep yourself entertained, but stay out of the street, don't go. Let's draw. Let me draw. Guys, at least I did a full drawing today. Look from it from far away. Far away. Help me. Help me. See you tomorrow. Bye.